Hello friends, this is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art, and welcome back to another video. I apologize that it's been a while since we've released like a full-length vlog, but between Gen Con, the next week was the Iowa State Fair, and work has just been slowly killing me. I really haven't had time to like edit or do anything else, so not to mention I've also been using a new camera. I used it for Gen Con and Iowa and didn't realize that my files would not transfer over to actually edit anything. So I apologize for that, and I apologize, you'll kind of notice that some of the shakiness is pretty evident in the video. I don't know why it looks like it's sped up. I tried to fix it, but hopefully it's still an enjoyable video. But this one is definitely going to be actually getting to Gen Con, hanging out with friends, checking out all the venues and the exhibit hall and everything like that. So, and of course a little haul at the end. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, but we will go ahead and get right started with the first day that we arrived.
Oh, is this going in the video? Oh, for sure.
Continue.
Oh, you just want to watch me fail. You're getting my failure on video, huh?
No.
Oh boy. What a shit show you've left for me. Oh, this isn't starting off great. I don't like this at all. Well. Oh, could this go wrong? That's not a fire hazard, ignore that. Don't even worry about it. Smokey the Bear? Never heard of him.
You were not good with your left hand, dude.
What?
So yeah, by the time we actually arrived in Indianapolis, it was already kind of late. This was obviously Thursday. That would have been the first day of the convention, but it was a little bit later in the evening, and we've been driving all day. There was actually a family emergency at home, which is why we couldn't leave on time. So my fiance and I just decided that we were gonna, check into the hotel, just kind of relax and enjoy ourselves, have some dinner, and then start fresh again the next day. We were also waiting for our friends to arrive because they also had an emergency at home. So we just went up separately, and eventually it ended up working out. So it was all good. Breakfast of Champions here. Bit of a dreary day out, but we're still excited. We're going to be heading to Gen Con pretty quick here. So hopefully the plan is to get our event passes since we couldn't make it up last night in time. We had a bit of a family emergency. But yeah, this is the state of the room currently. We were supposed to have another friend that also came up, but they end up having some pet issues too, so hopefully they're okay. But for now, I think we're going to do a little bit of drawing before we head out there. Roll call actually wasn't too bad this year, so pleasantly surprised about coming early.
Yeah. Oh, Gen Con.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honey.
Are they selling it here?
Yeah. And
Sure.
$30. Oh, they have the Acquisitions Incorporated.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. How do you feel about having your very own early copy of Clang Catacombs, Slayers and Lost Chambers?
Neat.
Are you here to play? Okay, well, we've got a couple of ticketed events going on.
Still very popular. So that's fine.
Up to you. Winnie the Pooh is a honey wizard. And Scrooge McDuck is the richest duck in the world.
Business trips and you have a salesman every night.
The church was the high school.
I do want to try the bunny, but first.
In a cage, keep you away from any source of moisture. Like you could not run, you could not walk.
Mm-hmm.
No, just draw a name. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even notice that.
They really are.
Notice that.
Someone make that is dope.
It smells so much like helium and plastic. Oh, that's cool though.
Oh, this is the game?
Yeah, they're actually playing the game. That's fun.
Neat.
So yeah, the second day of Gen Con was super jam-packed. Obviously, we were checking out as much of the main area as we could between all of the event rooms, the main exhibit area, all the vendors and everything, and trying to find some new games where we could. So ultimately, it was really fun to just walk around and kind of explore everything. That's definitely my favorite thing to do whenever we go anywhere. And then our friends eventually showed up as well, so that was just good timing. And I think we had a really good time the next day, and thankfully it wasn't too hot or anything. Yeah, just a good time all around. We also did a few events on our second day, so we ended up doing something called the 500-year-old vampire. I actually didn't film the actual process of it, but it was a really entertaining event, and we got to essentially I won't give away too many of the details, because obviously I don't have footage of it, but essentially you're playing as a newly turned vampire and kind of writing letters to your compatriots / friends as you progress through the years and grow older. And along with that, you make something out of art, either like an artifact, different things that you might have collected along your journey as you grow older as a vampire. And I just had a really fun time with it, honestly. I love seeing everyone get so creative and making like their own little stories for their characters, obviously, and making these fun little artifacts. We didn't really save any of our supplies, but I remember I made like it was kind of like a jade vase. There was some letters. There was like a heart that someone made out of clay. It was just really cool, so I honestly really enjoyed that. We also did a very brief Avatar Legends, which is basically like a RPG of Avatar and playing through different areas of the timeline of Avatar. So really fun, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. But it was only like about 30 minutes, so we didn't really get to do too much of the gameplay, but it was definitely different from any other. I haven't played very many RPGs, except for video games, but definitely different from the tabletop RPGs I have played before. And right after that, we also did like a little mini Avatar scavenger hunt, because you could get this super cute Appa pin. And it was kind of fun. You obviously looked around the hotel where it was at, and you got to answer like different questions, like what would you rather do, enter the moon or the spirit world, or would you rather, etc. They were just kind of fun little mini games essentially, and I had a really good time with it. And obviously we got a fun Appa pin. I really enjoyed that one, and honestly, it wasn't until the final day. Yes, the final day. Because we had also gotten a Mickey pin when we went to check out the, the Ravensburger vendor table booth. Yes. They were giving away these really cool Lorcana Mickey pins. So I ended up, my fiance really wanted me to wear basically like a witch hat, and I started wearing all my pins that I collected throughout Gen Con. So you'll see at least the pins and the hat later on in the video. I'll talk more about it later. We'll go ahead and get started into day 3 though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even see the one you got. We've got 4 ingredients here today. We're going to use them to make a potion. I've got frog, scorpion, ghost root, and chicken foot. With these ingredients, when you combine them into pairs, they make one of 3 different potions. You've got a red fire potion, a blue flight potion, and a green luck potion. Now there's a couple different ways we could do this. You guys could either just look and say, these are my favorites, and they're super cute, and they're the 2 I want to stick in the pot. Or you can think for a second and figure out what potion you want to create, luck, fire, or flight, and try to decide which ones would make that potion. Alright?
I'm convinced we gotta put the chicken foot in there.
Chicken foot? Yeah. That's been popular this morning. Go ahead and pick up the chicken foot. You can touch it. Yep, grab it. Right there, but beautiful. Now what's the other one we're going to use?
Do you guys want to do the frog?
Sure. Yep. Oh, careful, don't let it splash you. Here we go. Okay. Now, I need you guys to give me some big stirs. You got to really get into it. I need 3 big stirs. It's luck. Are we ready?
Yeah. Ooh.
Ah, you're lucky day. A luck potion. Amazing. This is great. Because you're going to take this with you. And you will always have good luck. Here we go. Lucky day, lucky day, lucky day.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, you guys. All right. If you want to learn more about the Little Alchemist game, it's super fun. Good for ages 7 and up. Really good for adults that don't want to sit down and play 8 hours of the regular Alchemist game. That's me.
Come forward to the front of any of the hall doors and ask. An event team member will be there to assist you in giving the head of the stanchions so that
This are regular. Got a shot. We're relaunching our dungeons.
So cool.
The
fogger.
It's like you've never seen it before, but it's this.
Foggers takes tap water. You're very welcome.
Have a good one.
You enjoy.
We already have dungeon pieces, but we wanted to kind of race for
I love the detail.
We got one. This guy. Let's see if I can get it.
Ready?
Would you like to head to the car?
Did you see that?
Echo.
Oh shoot, Jess, you dropped your hat. Put it on.
No, we gotta go down the secret
Oh,
passageway
it's a
there.
single pigeon.
We want your game. Pigeons.
We want the pigeon game.
Just go. It's a game called Set a Watch. I don't know what it was about, but it was like something.
Oh yeah?
They like fight monsters.
You know you have to throw that away now, right?
And over here, this is our dairy-free, like you come around, it goes with the buffalo bites.
So yes, on day 3, this was more fun because we had our friends like with us the whole day, and we got to check out like the actual like more of the exhibit hall. They got to play like a couple of new games, and obviously we got to win a fun little luck potion obviously at the very beginning there, so I had a good time with that. And it just amazes me how massive Gen Con is. The second time around, there were so many people there, and obviously it's hard to, you can still get through and move and everything, but you kind of have to not like push people, but you just have to be more assertive. And honestly, it's easier for me because I'm a little bit shorter and I can just kind of finagle around people, but it's a little bit harder when my fiance and the friends that came with us, they were a little bit taller, which that's fine, it's not a big deal. But ultimately, also a really fun day. And after we, you know, kind of checked out the con and everything, obviously checked out the food trucks on that third day. It was really cute. I love those little cupcakes, and I love the theming of that little food truck. But we ended up checking out Carmel, which is around where we were staying anyway. And we went to the cake bake shop, which I really enjoy all of their desserts, especially that, I believe it's like the $1 million chocolate cake or something. Anyway, it's got sparkles and glitter, and yeah, it just makes me happy, like inner child inside, yes. But we also had a really fun dinner and just kind of walked a little bit and then went back to the hotel. So a little more exciting, but also a little more chill at the end of the day. So it was all good. But we will move on into the final.
Just making sure you're...
Sounds like something you'll like?
It's $20.
Should not have gotten another order.
What?
So yeah, the final day, again, we weren't there obviously for a very long time, but again, ended up purchasing some bigger things obviously, and had a good time just, you know, seeing some of the other different booths. We actually were supposed to do like a D&D campaign, but ended up deciding to not do it just because some of us were pretty tired already by that last day, just especially being surrounded by all those people. So we didn't really get to see the stadium other than like the view from outside that we took the day before. But ultimately, I think that we had a really good Gen Con experience, especially for our friends who had never been before. So I think the plan is actually to hopefully go back again next year, if, you know, everything works out, obviously, financially and life, yes. But I definitely recommend it. Definitely have a good plan. I think it was good that we kind of planned out like what events that we wanted to do and, you know, bought tickets for those, because you do need to buy tickets for events, just FYI. And I didn't realize that Gen Con expanded even just like the main, you know, the Lucas Oil Stadium and the convention center. Like, it goes out as well to some of the other hotels that are in the surrounding area, so that is just wild to me. But we will move on into the hall next, so I'm sure that's what everyone has really been interested in, right? So I thought we would do a very quick Gen Con haul, so that way my fiance can actually break into all of the games that he has purchased. But first thing we have from the Artist Alley, this is from the incredible, I don't think I can say their name correctly, but Kesuk? I really obviously enjoyed the One Piece Thriller arc, so I definitely wanted to get this one because it just looks super cool. And technically right now it's still in a plastic sleeve, but if you can look into his art, I would recommend. Next up, we do have the expansion of Clank Catacombs, Lairs, and Lost Chambers. So this comes with some additional monsters and some new tiles, so definitely a fun addition. I also found River Valley Glassworks. I believe this is actually the deluxe edition, but this one seemed pretty fun. Basically, you just get to pick up different glass tiles and add them to your market, essentially, and you continue to play it. Hopefully you can have the most successful market, I believe, but each time the river will continue to flow down and bring out new little glass pieces, so it seems also like a pretty interesting game. We also found Aquatica and Aquatica Coral Reefs. I believe this is actually an expansion, but I thought that the art looked super pretty and I really like the coral reef miniatures, so we decided to go ahead and get this one as well. I don't know enough about this to really give too much of a description, but it seems like it'll be interesting, so hopefully it'll be a good time. Another game that my fiance found was Tranquility the Ascent. This one seems to be a cooperative card game, evidently, but it looks pretty interesting. Again, no context on this, but we'll let you know how it goes. Next up is another smaller game. This is Sherlock 13. Again, I don't have too much context about it, but I think essentially you're playing as different characters, or no, different like famous detectives are like the prime suspects of a serious crime, and you just have to figure out who it is. So should be kind of an interesting game, but again, no other real context about it. I'm sorry. I still don't know how to pronounce this game properly. Kawali, maybe? Regardless, this is like the travel version, and I suppose this is not readily available easily, so my fiance decided to pick this one up, and I think that it seems like a pretty interesting game, so yeah. Obviously, another purchase. Back into another game that I actually am more familiar with. This is the Sugar and Spite version of Villainous, so you get to have two new characters added. There is obviously King Candy or Shere Khan, so should be a fun little addition to the regular Villainous package. Next up we have Horrified World of Monsters. So originally I thought this was going to be like a D&D version, and it would have a bunch of different D&D monsters, but I think that it's actually just lots of different monsters from areas around the world, which I think is really cool. So they have like the Sphinx, a Yeti, a Jiangshi, and Cthulhu. So, and supposedly you can actually back incorporate it, and that's not how you say it. It's compatible with like the Horrified Greek Monsters version as well. So I think that this will be a really fun addition to whenever I play Horrified. So next up, this whole little haul essentially came from Heroes of Barcadia. So we ended up getting like a basically a sample deal. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff here. Sorry. There was a lot of things that came with it evidently. So we got a party pack, which is a game expansion that includes like 2 new characters. So we have Tipple and Matilda here, and kind of the fun thing about it is obviously you are defeating monsters and, you know, lots of different, they're kind of based on like different drinks and what have you. But then we also have the regular base game. So we have Merlot, Kegger. I think that this is, ooh, which one is this one? I think that it is, I don't have her name, I'm sorry. I think it's Intoxica. If I'm mistaken, I apologize, but she is in there. We also, I ended up getting Tasha's Pink Mist because I thought that it looked really cool. And a bunch of, actually, some of the stuff they gave us a bunch of freebies along with the base set. So we have a fun little lanyard. There was some really cool pins, so I'll just show off a bunch of them here. Another free lanyard. Evidently, we have different coin portals, which, yeah, a coin of conflict resolution, a coin of magic portals. As you can tell, portals, haha. Another, I think, a Gen Con specific monster, which is really fun. This is actually the Voodoo Ranger, which is based off of a specific, I believe it's a company that produces beer, so I think that's really fun. There was a dice tray, which has a really fun design. I thought it was really cool with like little skulls and just all the different elements to it, so definitely wanted to get that. There was a little slime plushie that came with it. Hi, boys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Evidently the sword here helps you to pick up the different tiles when you're doing things. We got a free little dice here as well. Another pin, which I think this one actually opens, which is really cool. There is a potion opener, which I really enjoyed this one a lot. Definitely will maybe try that when we're actually playing the game. More dice, which is, there are so many, oh my goodness. These are like a DIY card pack, so you can make your own effects and everything while you're playing the game. And then there was one other pin that came with it, but I actually started to wear it, so if my camera would focus, there we go. This was also included, so there was a lot of stuff, obviously, that came with this pack. I'll be honest, it was also very expensive, but it came with a lot, so I can't be too upset, I suppose. Next up, we have Flesh and Blood. Evidently, this is a newer card, well, I don't know if it's newer necessarily, but a card game, and obviously you're playing with friends, but my fiance and I actually tried to play it while we were in Gen Con, and it was very interesting. The art was super pretty, and the playmat was really fun, so I think that it'll be an interesting game, but it doesn't seem like something that I am necessarily as interested in, but my fiance had a good time with it, so I think that's the most important part. I also found this at a different artist table, but I really enjoyed this cat print. Well, it feels like a cat print because obviously the fortune teller is a little black cat, but I thought this one was really cool. And then I fell in love with this foil, silver foil? Cold foil? I'm not sure how to describe it, but holographic. That might be better. But yeah, this dotted notebook. So I thought it was super pretty, and I like that it's dotted because obviously I can either write or sketch, either way. and it's just really high quality, and the leather is super nice. So obviously by the fact that Prince is wanting to also play with it, but yeah, I thought the design was super cool, so immediately fell in love and bought it. I was also going around and wearing this little wizard hat here, and decided to become a pin witch, evidently. So I wore the hat. We ended up getting this Mickey pin. It's super cool, from the Ravensburger booth while we were picking up I believe it was Villainous, and one other game, Horrified. And I ended up putting that on the hat because I thought it just looked really cool, and I kind of left it there as the singular pin. And I was also given this little, when we were walking around, I got a lot of compliments on the hat for some reason, but I ended up getting this little cutout of a hat as well, and I thought that was really fun. But we also picked up quite a few other enamel pins and buttons while we were at the convention as well. So this was from the 500-Year-Old Vampire. We ended up doing like a little event and played the game for the first time. And it was really fun and interesting, actually. I kind of do recommend it. It's a mix of like sending off letters between your compatriot vampires as you grow older, as well as making like little art projects / artifacts. And yeah, definitely a good time. But the maker of the game actually gave us these free little buttons. Also tried Little Alchemist when we were at a different table that I do not remember, and we made a little luck potion, so they end up giving us this little button as well for free. Hi Princey, oh my goodness. You need to go play, I think. Hold on. This was actually an enamel pin that we got from the Purdue section. I believe it was the Department of Philosophy. And yeah, if you took a little survey, then they actually gave you this pin. So I think that it's really fun that it's I think therefore I game. Also, I did actually purchase this one, but this was from an artist, and they had wizard kitties in, no, sorry, dungeon kitties and dogs. I think that was the term for it, but I ended up getting a sorcerer cat because it reminded me of Prince, and I just think that it's really fun in purple, so a good purchase. And then Appa here was actually from the Avatar, the RPG table. Actually, they had like a whole floor almost of it, it felt like, but really fun, and I think that he's super cute. Again, I also got this for free from doing a little scavenger hunt for him, so good time all around. And then also end up getting this Black Raven. Again, my fiance purchased, I believe it was the Tranquility game, and they end up giving him a pin for free. So yeah, lots of fun little pins. So I became the pin witch for the weekend of Gen Con somehow, and yeah, I end up wearing them on the hat and just like on my jacket. So if you saw someone running around with that, that was probably me. And then my fiance ended up finding this, I think it's printed on Riso paper actually, but it's called Orkborg. And the art is very unique. I love the bright colors and everything, but I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest. It's definitely interesting, I guess. Essentially, you are an orc that's living in space and just trying to figure out how to survive and make it through the apocalypse, I suppose. And then finally, we have some of the more official things from Gen Con. So these were, well, these two things were free. We have the official Gen Con coupon book. We did use a few things, but yeah, definitely an interesting time to just like flip through and see what was all available. We also have the actual Dungeons, well, I should say the Gen Con book, but they were also celebrating the 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons, so that was really neat. Obviously you can find out like Heroes of Barcadia. You can get a bag of holding from Rollacrit. Just a bunch of different stuff, and it kind of helps you to figure out like what exactly they're celebrating and doing in Gen Con. There's a map of all of the places that you can go check out and where booths are, the exhibit hall, the whole convention center essentially, and where things are at. So definitely helpful because Gen Con is huge. You definitely will not be able to see everything. This is the second year. We still did not probably see everything that we were going to see, but it was still a good time all around, so I can't complain. And then also purchased this Gen Con official reusable cup. Again, it has the art actually from the cover, obviously, that they were using for Gen Con. And we actually, I don't know if they do this every year, they probably do, but they actually were doing it half off on Sunday, so it was kind of the best way to, you know, we were thirsty, also got a nice reusable cup, so perhaps if you do end up going to Gen Con and you want the cup, get it on Sunday. So yes, thankfully we made it home safely, obviously had a good time, and were able to enjoy ourselves a little bit before getting back into the grind of work again. But I hope that you guys still enjoyed this one. Obviously, there wasn't too much art making in this. I do apologize, and the camera footage was obviously a little bit shaky as well, so my bad. I'm still trying to figure it out. Obviously, when I watched it on the camera, it all looked great, but clearly when it moved over to my editing software, I'm like, oh no, what is happening here? So I'm hoping it will probably not be fixed by the Iowa vlog. Hi Buffy, oh my gosh, child. So yeah, the footage for the Iowa vlog might be the same, so I do apologize, but hopefully by the time I'm doing my more regular routine studio and artist vlogs, they will be back to normal. So I hope that you look forward to it. Also possibly look forward to a shop update, probably gonna be in early early September for some of my more Halloween related merch. So look forward to that, and obviously lots of new, I'm planning on making some more fun illustrations, and obviously going to, if Once Upon a Haunted Forest takes place again this year, I will definitely be joining into that. Also, we'll be sculpting a lot of new bigger pieces because I have some fun ideas for like a cemetery and or graveyard scene. So we're gonna redo the one from last year in a sense. But anyway, I hope that you guys all enjoyed this one, and please look forward to the next one. But until the next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.